Hello everyone! Welcome back to another 2v2 Warhammer battle. This is going to be double Beastmen versus Empire and Bretonia. Well, technically Warherd of the Shadowgave and Beastmen, but yeah, you know, basically the same thing. So I'm just going to go over our armies first here. We have 3 Centaurs with great weapons, a total of 4 Razor Gore Herds with me and my ally, 3 Minotaurs with great weapons are over here, 1 normal Minotaur is over here, then we have a bunch of Spearmen, we got 3 Spears, and then 4 Gore Herds right here, Bestigore Herd, and then Morgor the Shadowgave, Brace Shaman of Death with Fate of Buna and Spear Leech, and then a Puppy Elf in the Forest that was Vanguard deployed. Behind me we have my allies' main army, which is going to be Ungor Spearmen, and we got 4 additional Gore Herds, 4 additional Gore Herds, 2 Cygors, another Morgor. I thought they picked someone else. I don't like picking the same hero or lord, but I missed that one. And then down here we have another Minotaur with great weapon, normal Minotaur, and then my 2 Gorbals, which are heading over to assist my ranged units, which are going to be over here. And that's our army. So was that 8 Gore Herds, like 7 Ungor Spears, a total of 4 Minotaurs with great weapons, 2 normal Minotaurs, 4 Razor Gores, 3 Centaurs, 2 Cygors, 2 Gorbals, and 2 Morgors. It's a lot of shit. Then over here for the Empire player, we have 2 Demigryph Knights with... Oh, they're just normal Demigryph Knights. Sorry, I'm so used to being Halberds. They're just normal Demigryph Knights. A Warrior Priest. Then we have a total of 2 Halberdiers, 2 Great Swords. There are 4 Spearmen mixed in here. We have a Jade Wizard and an Amber Wizard, Karl Franz, 3 Crossbows, Luminarch of Heesh. And I think that's their army. Then we have the Bretonians, which are 2 Blessed Field Trebuchets, Albrecht de Bordelot, 2 Royal Hippogriff Knights, 2 Peasant Bowmen with fire arrows each, I believe. Oh, 1 Pox, 1 fire. A whole bunch of Men-at-Arms with shields, Spearmen at Arms with shields, Green Knight, Grail Relique, and then Questing Knights over there. I don't think they brought a Damsel. Yeah, I don't think they brought a Damsel. Alright, so we are getting hit by the Blessed Field Trebuchet, and the Luminarch of Hish actually hasn't fired yet. But you see the 2 Cygors are just popping off rounds into the enemy's formation. They are currently backing up and I think trying to readjust their line to face where we will eventually be, because we're going to be assaulting kind of like from here, getting our mobile forces over here. I want to try and take out these 2 Demigryph Knights as soon as possible. My Gore Herds dying is fine, because I mean I got my allies' Gore Herds behind us, so that's okay. And you can see we're kind of doubled up here, whereas the enemy are spread out in a long line, so they're going to have to swing their forces in like this, which is what this person is going to do eventually. I'm going to leave the puppies over here, because right now, I'm just going to get this out of the way right now. It looks like the Questing Knights, when I paid attention to the puppies, that's why I'm moving them deeper into the forest. It looked like the Questing Knights are going to go over here, but I think with the way that the army is going to be adjusting, because I'm going to forget these guys, spoiler alert, they're going to get caught. They're going to eventually get seen. I don't know if it's the Green Knight or these Questing Knights, but one of them are going to see the puppies, and I'm going to be too busy over here doing other stuff, so puppies are not going to see much combat. Just to let you know right now. Because I have to focus on what's going on over here, so Morgor the Shadowgave is going to get snared by the Luminarch of Hish. Now, I can understand why you may want to snare the enemy's leader, but before the shit goes down, Morgor the Shadowgave. Okay, so let's take a look here, friends. Morgor the Shadowgave has a missile resistance of 75% and a magical resistance of 20%. Luminarch of Hish is a magical ranged attack with a whole hell of a lot of damage, but Morgor's going to resist a whole hell of a lot of it. So, what happens when you net Morgor and shoot him with the Luminarch of Hish? Almost nothing, basically. But again, I can see why. Maybe they didn't know it was Morgor. Maybe they didn't realize that Morgor has such high resistance to range attacks and are basically immune to Luminarchs. Maybe they didn't realize that fact. I'm assuming they didn't, because if they had known that information, of course they wouldn't shoot at Morgor. But Morgor is basically tickled by all that damage, and the net is kind of wasted. It got 1 Gore Herd and Morgor, but everything else that went around. Speaking of, we're now trying to catch up to these Demigryph Knights, which are did a quick charge into the Gore Herd. I'm going to be swinging in my Centaurs over here, my Razor Gores, my allies. Like, we're going to have so much shit over here hitting these Demigryph Knights soon. So in response, the Bretonian player is going to be sitting their Royal Altar of Hippogriffs. Albrecht de Bordelot and Karl Franz is going to come over here to play, as I'm going to be locking down the Halberdiers of the enemy army with my Gore Herds on purpose. We're going to try and target one of these Demigryph Knights with the Fate of Buna, and here comes our Ungor Raiders, here comes our Razor Gore Herds, Centaurs coming in. There's going to be a massive fight of mobile units over here. There goes the Fate of Buna. Here comes our Gorbals on Albrecht de Bordelot. I'm sorry, Karl Franz. My bad. Minotaurs, great weapons still coming in, and we're just going to send some of our Centaurs, Razorgors over here to silence the Luminarch, and more specifically all these crossbows, and into the Blessed Field Trebuchet. My melee forces up here are kind of getting beaten down, but that's okay. Morgul's going to go over here, but the main fight that I wanted to win is this one, and we are winning it because we have overwhelming numbers. We have so many Minotaurs that are anti-large armor piercers. More Centaurs coming in here to chase Karl Franz. I don't want him to get back up into the sky, so that's why I peeled them off from these crosswomen here to get on Karl Franz. We're going to get Flock of Doom, which is a really nice Flock of Doom, but we have all but destroyed the 2 Demigryph Knights. We have also destroyed these Royal Hippogriff Knights, and we have taken some damage in return, but not that much. I also do the best scores in there as well. Meanwhile, the Bretonnian player is still just trying to get into position. My puppies are now dead by those Questing Knights, and if you look at it, like, my ally is going to send some forces over to the Bretonnian, but we have destroyed already all of their very high-tier units. The next thing on the list is going to be the Tempelhof Luminarch. I guess one Royal Hippogriff got away, including Albert de Bordelot, but Karl Franz is now going to be chased by a Centaur unit all the way over there. Just to let you know, that's what's going to be happening with the Centaur and Albrecht, or Karl. Sorry, I keep calling him Albrecht. So he's out of the fight. We're also now going to be getting rid of these halberdiers because they are dying to these gore herds, and now our entire mobile force, including our Gorbals, are going over here to slam into what remains of the Empire forces, which are being held by some of my gore herds, some of my allies' gore herds. Not looking too pretty for the Empire player. The Gorbals managed to get through this net before it gets off, so we're going to just kind of really wreck that Tempelhof Luminarch, make sure it doesn't fire any more shots. And the Bretonnian player is still just trying to march over to engage, so most of the Bretonnian forces have been out of the combat for about half of this fight so far, giving us more than enough time to really just crush these Empire units. And again, you will notice Karl Franz again is going to be chased all the way over there. Royal Hippogriff Knights, I guess, don't really want to get into the middle of this. I don't blame them. I think these guys were netted, so we're going to give them move orders here soon. And I'm going to get everybody moving over this way. And you can see there's just going to be a wave of Beastmen just going bloop, 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 and we're just going to go down. This is basically what this is. If I could draw it, would be a lawnmower. And then, like, this grass that's getting shot out the side is the blood and guts of all of the Bretonnians and Empire units that are Minotaurs. And our gore herds are literally just going to run over. You're going to see this cascading effect of, oh, they're routing, they're routing, they're routing, they're routing. And now we're getting into the Bretonnian peasants, which were kind of a safe distance away, but not far enough. You see Centaurs and Razorgore herds going in there, and it's just like a constant wave of beastmen. Just look at this wave. We started in here, and we just went like non-stop moving around. For some reason, some of the Bretonnian forces are over here, including their Questing Knights. The Questing Knights are actually going to run all the way around here. Cygors have been pulled all the way to this corner and still throwing their rocks. We still have Albert de Bordelot and some Royal Hippogriffs back here, but that's okay. I'm just ignoring them because we were... Look at this! Just like I said, it's just a non-stop wave. I remember having to issue new attack orders all the time because we just kept pushing them and routing everything as we just slammed into the sides. And we just... It's like a domino effect. It was fucking beautiful. So needless to say, they're not going to win this. Listen, they're not coming back. Karl Franz has almost been chased off the map. He took the weirdest path, man. Like, I thought he was going to be routed off right here, but for some reason, he was chased all the way off to that side, which was annoying, but I didn't want Karl coming back into the fight, so that's why I had my Centaurs stay there. Right now, all they have left is the Green Knight. Albert de Bordelot is going to charge in with the Royal Hippogriffs, I guess trying to kill some Ungors and Gore herds. So, and there's those Questing Knights that ran all the way around the map, as their entire melee force just got destroyed by the Minotaurs and Gore herds. Jeez, it was a beautiful sight. Just so beautiful. So now we're going to get our Gorbals back over here and anything else that's nearby and kill the Royal Hippogriff Knights. So we're getting into these Quest Knights with the Minotaurs, great weapons, and we're going to run more Gore herds, and it's just a giant. This is over. Albert de Bordelot put up a little bit of a fight, but now we're going to start Spirit Leeching the Green Knights. In terms of my magic use, I Fate Abunted the Demigryph Knights. I think I Fate Abunted one of the Great Swords, and then I Spirit Leeched the Green Knights. Oh, and also Spirit Leeched Albert de Bordelot one time. That was where most of my mana was used. I didn't even get to summon any of the Chaos Spawn from Morgor, and I don't think my ally did either. Because I was just so busy microing the move orders of my entire army as their army just shattered. And yeah, I just never needed to actually spawn a Chaos Spawn. So, good game to Gatsu, Barlim, and West Texas Hillbilly. I mean, that was kind of... That was kind of one-sided fight, but it was such a beautiful sight just to see a wave of Beastmen just not stop. We just didn't stop. There was no wall that could stop us, and we just kept going through and through. Oh, the Beastmen can be really fun sometimes. Anyway, so in terms of kills, we got a lot. My ally got a lot. For the enemy, they didn't get as much. This is probably the one that I faded unit down, because I do remember Spirit Leeching, or fading one of these great swords. That was probably the one that I did. Because I was like, I mean, that's elite enough. And the Demigryph Knights were already dead at that point, so I'm like, let's just fade a unit of these guys. And then for the Bretonnian player, they had so much infantry, but they just cannot stand to what we had. By the time they even got into the fight, the Empire player was basically dead. Because again, we had a stacked up formation that was kind of like able to isolate one player, because the other one just, it took them a while to get there. But Quest Knights got some decent kills there at the end. So yeah, good game to them. I hope you enjoyed the wave of Beastmen magic, and let's go watch the cinematic view. The Dallas. Man, Morgor. You know they were expecting a little bit more from that Luminarch shard there. Barely tickles. You gotta get melee to kill Morgor. An odd choice to bring normal Dimmies instead of the Halberd versions against double Beastman players. That's a lot of stuff. This was not a fight these Timmies should have taken. They needed a lot of bodies in here to absorb some hits for them. But they were isolated and just murdered. Earthblood will not save you from all that damage. Yeah, you should run. I agree. Oh, there's that Fate of Being on those great swords. Look out! Then the lawnmower. Can't stop, won't stop. Oh, I guess Marla did some Chaos Spawn there. You see what I'm saying? Like, we just did. He didn't stop. That was a lovely match to watch. It's a beautiful sight. What can I say? So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Take care.